Hey, what's going on, Dodgers Nation? D-Mac here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. Should the Dodgers try to re-sign Kenley Jansen? Is he going to sign with the Miami Marlins? We're going to dive into that in just a second. But quick reminder for all things Dodger baseball all off-season long, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. Really helps out the channel. And as always, on with your takes down below in the comment section. Today's Dodgers Nation question of the day. Should LA look to re-sign Kenley Jansen? How much would you offer him? How much is too much for Kenley Jansen? And do you think his 2021 season was a little bit of a fluke? Will he come back down to earth in 2022? Let me know down below. And for all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So today we're going to get caught up on the Kenley adventure. Is there a chance that the Dodgers try to re-sign him? There's been a lot of talk about him leaving the Dodgers, and that it's just a foregone conclusion that LA won't aggressively try to re-sign him, that he'll walk and take the biggest contract that he can find. Look, he is the Dodgers' all-time saves leader. He has 350 saves. Who's in second place? It's Eric Gagne with 160 saves. So he has 190 more saves than the guy in second place. So that is likely going to be his record forever, and he'll be a part of Dodger history forever. The question now is his time with the Dodgers now history? Will he come back to LA? Well, I asked you guys on Twitter the other day, should the Dodgers re-sign Kenley Jansen? And 69.5% of you said yes, and 30.5% of you said no. And that was with 2,871 votes. So should the Dodgers bring back Kenley Jansen? Well, the first question is, where do the Dodgers stand with Kenley Jansen right now? Well, before the lockout began, AM 570's Dodger insider Dave Vassegh, he was on the radio and he said the Miami Marlins were in talks with a two-time NL reliever of the year and that California was going to become Kenley Florida. Vassegh said, I could see Blake Trinan becoming the Dodgers closer if the price gets too high for Kenley Jansen. He is going to take the largest contract he possibly can because for all intents and purposes, this is his last opportunity at a big contract in free agency after being arguably the best closer in baseball last year. An old friend, Don Mattingly, has engaged Kenley Jansen in talks. The Marlins and Jansen are in talks. And the Dodgers president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman, he told MLB.com's Juan Toribio after the season he had an unbelievable year. He's had an unbelievable Dodgers career up to this point. For him, it's just about figuring out what's best for him and his family. Obviously, what offers are and how it compares to other offers are a big variable in that. If he's back with us, we get to continue moving forward and trying to win a championship. And if not, we can speak more about what he has meant to this organization, but it's early. So first things first, let's break out the Dodgers rumor meter. And when it comes to the Marlins and Kenley Jansen, I'm definitely giving this one a 3 Dodger dogs. Probably almost a 3.5 Dodger dogs. Somewhere in between, there's some serious smoke and it's going down. But you heard what Andrew Friedman had to say, and it sounded like he was interested in possibly bringing Kenley back at the right price. And I'm going to tell you what kind of money Kenley Jansen commands at this point in his career and what kind of contract I think the Dodgers should offer him if he's still available and he wants to re-sign with LA. But first, I bring my facts to the fight, so let's see what the numbers say about Kenley Jansen. So in evaluating Kenley Jansen's 2021 season, I think you have to divide it into two parts. There's the start of the season up until July 22nd, and then there's everything after that. So up until July 22nd, he was solid. He received All-Star game consideration. He didn't make the All-Star team. A lot of people felt like he was a snub. I think it was close. But then following the All-Star game, he did have a little bit of slump. He blew 3 straight saves, and then on July 22nd, he blew a save against the San Francisco Giants on the second consecutive night. And he was booed off the mound at Dodger Stadium. And up until then, he had posted a 3.05 ERA, 44 punch-outs to 26 walks, a 27.2 K percentage, a 16 walk percentage. Opponents hit 178 against him. He had a 130 whip, a 3.67 FIP, a 4.59 Sierra, and 21 saves and 5 blown saves. And of course, that 5th save was very controversial. You had the rough check swing. That took care of itself later in the NLDS. But he gets booed off the mound, and Kenley Jansen, that night, I don't know what he did, but he found something, because since that night, he didn't blow another save for the rest of the season. The rest of the season, Kenley Jansen was one of the very best relievers in all of Major League Baseball. He had a 1.17 ERA, which was good for 9th, a .72 WHIP, good for 4th, a 2.35 FIP, good for 15th, a 36.2 K percentage, that was 9th in the league, a 114 opponent's batting average, that was the lowest in Major League Baseball from that point on. He posted a 1 F4, that was good for 4th, 17 saves, that was good for 7th, and his dominance towards the end of the season carried over into the postseason. In 8 appearances, he had a 0 ERA through 7 innings of work, 14 punch-outs to just 1 walk. And if you're wondering what's changed with Kenley Jansen, look no further than his pitch mix. It's all about the reinvention of Kenley Jansen. And last season, he threw his cutter a career low 58% of the time, and it averaged 92.5 miles per hour. That was up from 90.9 miles per hour from 2020. And then also, you saw more of that slider. Last season, he threw his slider 15.4% of the time, had a 40.3 whiff percentage, a 28.2 put away percentage, and opponents were hitting just 93 off that slider. So that was the big deal with Kenley Jansen, just not having to finish hitters off with that cutter, going to that slider, keeping hitters off balance. And then he also mixed in that sinker. He threw it 26.6% of the time. It averaged 93.9 miles per hour. That was up from 92.3 miles per hour in 2020. So the velo was up, the cutter usage was down, and if you look at his MLB percentile rankings, he was in the 99th percentile in average exit velocity. He was in the 92nd percentile in barrel percentage. He was in the 99th percentile in hard hit percentage, the 87th percentile in maximum exit velocity. So he's inducing soft contact at an elite level, and you look at his strikeout numbers, the 89th percentile in K percentage, the 90th percentile in whiff percentage. He has that fastball spin in the 97th percentile. So there's a lot to like with Kenley Jansen's peripherals, and you see the improvement and the way he's embraced the pitch mix, going to that slider, using that sinker. Now, Fangraphs, if you look at his steamer projections for 2022, they have him with a 4.06 ERA, a 4.06 FIP, his K percentage at 27.4%, the walk percentage at 9.8%, and a .5 WAR. So really projecting a big drop-off from 2021 to 2022 for Kenley Jansen. So a most impressive 2021 season for Kenley Jansen. And if there's anything we learned, it's that booing works. They booed Kenley Jansen off the mound at Dodger Stadium, and he was lights out ever since then. Also, the best drug of all time is money, and that is what Kenley Jansen was on in 2021. He was a paper chaser as well. It was a contract season, and you saw the adjustments he made with the hip action and everything he did. He changed his release point. He kind of made some refinements to his mechanics, and it all helped him have a really, really nice year and set himself up for a nice payday. Now, if I'm Andrew Friedman and the Los Angeles Dodgers, I'm comfortable offering him a contract, 2 years, $24 million. That's $12 million a season with a third-year club option. You get 2 more years in LA. You get to continue to build your legacy, continue to add on to your all-time saves record, and who knows, maybe if you put together 3-4 really nice seasons, you win a World Series title, maybe, just maybe, you receive some Hall of Fame consideration. That is what would be on my mind if I was Kenley Jansen, because yes, there might be some teams out there that are willing to go higher. Teams like the Marlins, maybe even the Philadelphia Phillies, but you stay in one uniform and you add to your legacy. That's going to help you if you want to make a case for Cooperstown. Now, if he doesn't re-sign with the Dodgers, who will be LA's closer? Well, they have options. Of course, Blake Trinan, he is the most likely candidate to take over that spot. But hopefully we'll get what we've been asking for years, and that is closer by committee. They just signed Daniel Hudson, old friend. You got Tommy Kenley. He'll make his Dodger debut at some point next season. You have Brusdar Graterol, who finished the season on a high note. You had the budding star in Alex Vesia. Yes, they also lost Corey Knebel, who signed a one-year, $10 million deal with the Philadelphia Phillies, but there's still arms in that Dodgers bullpen that can get it done late in games. But I do think if you bring back Kenley Jansen and he can produce like he did in 2021, hey, you can get some real value out of that. To me, it's just all about the price and also about the regression. Will he still perform after signing another big deal? Will he be as motivated as he was in the second half of last season? Will that pitch mix continue to help him age well with that slider, with that sinker, with that cutter that the velo was up? So I'm hoping that would be the case if he would re-sign with the Dodgers, but I definitely wouldn't rule it out. He's still one of the better closers in baseball right now, and I think the fact that he has evolved, he has shown a willingness to adapt, I think there is a chance that the Dodgers bring him back, but it all depends on the money. If Kenley just wants to get the biggest bag available, I don't think the Dodgers are going to make the highest offer for him, but if the price is right, bring him back to LA. But let me know down below in the comment section, do you want to see the Dodgers re-sign Kenley Jansen? What kind of contract would you offer him if you were LA? My name is D-Mac. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. Be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.